All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Matthew Jench. I'm the area manager for Gro Horticulture in for the Pacific Northwest area. I live in Utah. Originally, Tara Peterson was going to give this presentation this morning, but she was not able to make it due to some emergencies that came up at the last minute. So I will be doing the presentation. I have worked for SunGrow for about 20 years. Mostly on the professional side, but also have background on the retail side as well. So with that being said, we'll just kind of jump in here. Make sure if you have any questions, you let us know, and we'll try and answer those at the end. So basically, SunGrow Horticulture has been around for over 75 years. We manage our own peat bogs up in Canada. We have strict quality controls that we do for all of our peat coming out of Canada as far as to the quality and grade of peat, which goes into all of our products. The nice thing about SunGrow Horticulture is that we make professional mixes in the same mix plants that we make the retail mixes in. So the same quality and standards apply for all of the retail mixes that we make that we do with our professional mixes as well. SunGrow is the only manufacturer right now to add something what we call resilience into any of our products. You'll see the logo on the bag, and I'll point that out as we go forward. Everybody asks, what is resilience? Well, resilience is actually a silicon, which is actually an element that's found in nature in abundance. So if you went out and dug out in your own dirt, so to speak, your garden soil, you would find silica out there. And we're the only ones who have been able to add that to our peat light mixes, so it more represents like it is if it's going right in the ground. So we'll kind of talk about that as we go. The neat thing about silica is we've proven that it gives better root growth, earlier flowering, greater drought tolerance, and better disease resistance in plants, especially those that are grown in containers. Whoop, wrong way, sorry. We're going to talk about our best-selling products. Basically, we'll start with those, and then we'll talk about some of the newer ones that are on the market this year. A lot of folks know about our Sunshine No. 4 that's been around forever, very popular in the hemp and hydro markets, especially also for growers who are trying to grow things that are need a drier footprint like poinsettias or geraniums. Black Gold All-Purpose is probably the first black gold product that came out many, many years ago, our most popular SKU, all those different sizes. Natural and Organic is a version of All-Purpose. And then the Water Hold has been newer, but it's been around for at least 10 years or so as we add coconut fiber into the mixes. And again, we're going to go through these one at a time here. Number 4, again, has been around forever. All-purpose, especially in the growing side. A lot of folks use it when they need it for good aeration. It's got a lot of perlite in there. OMRI listed are available if you need something that's OMRI listed organic. We also can put mycorrhizae in there if it's necessary. It does contain resilience or silica. A lot of these products do. They've done an update on the packaging, so it looks a little more fresh and more consumer friendly, so to speak. Used to just come in a black bag with a number 4 on there, but now it looks a lot more updated and a little more spiffy. But a lot of homeowners even are aware of this product, and they come asking for it at different garden centers, especially those who are, again, either growing hydro or hemp type products. So Black Gold All-Purpose, you're going to see that a lot of these retail mixes also are similar to what we call some of our professional mixes, and I'll make note of those. So it's formulated with about 30 to 40% bark, composted bark in there, which is similar to our Metromix 830 mix. It does contain resilience. Our number 1 mix all around is all-purpose as far as what we sell the most of. It's a very good general purpose, whether you use it in baskets or containers or other things, even just trying to improve your soil. It's a very good all-around kind of a blend. This all-purpose also has controlled release fertilizer in it. It's something that we've added a couple of years ago just to kind of help along those baskets and containers. The sister to this is the natural and organic. It's basically the exact same mix, only this is an OMRI approved product, so that everything in there is OMRI. Again, great for containers, baskets, or whatever, especially if you need a organic type mix. It also contains earthworm castings. Instead of a new synthetic fertilizer charge, it has earthworm castings in there to help give it some kind of a fertilizer charge. Water hold, as we mentioned, has been around forever. That means it's going to contain coconut fiber or core. We've found, especially in the West, where things tend to dry out too fast in the wind in the summer, that these core mixes help a lot. It does contain earthworm castings, and again, anything that's meant to hold a little bit of water a little bit longer, especially in those dry summer months. It works really well. Closest thing we have in our professional mixes would be what we call Sunshine SE1. A lot of growers, I live in Utah, but a lot of growers use this kind of a mix, especially because it gets so hot and dry in the summer, and you don't end up watering your baskets, twice a day, kind of a thing, because it will hold more water. We do have some newer selling products, and we're kind of going to go through some of those as well. Black Gold has tried to expand their SKUs across the brand so that there are more options. And the first one is the raised bed and organic raised bed and potting mix. Everybody's looking to do raised beds these days. It was a very popular mix, as you can imagine, this past spring and through the summer. Ready to use, out of the bag for vegetables and herbs and raised bed containers. Contains an organic fertilizer, it's OMRI listed, and it does also contain resilience. The thing about resilience that a lot of people don't understand is that it really does help the roots grow faster and stronger, and they're more drought tolerant. We've seen that in many trials over and over and over, especially with those that are just in a peat-like type of mix. We've done lots of comparisons with other, even our own peat-like mixes, and the things with resilience in them always tend to last longer if they have not been watered. And we all know that homeowners at times don't keep up with the watering or don't get to the watering like they need to in the hot, dry summer months. So resilience really helps in those kinds of things. It basically is like what we call a Metro Mix 840 mix. It's got aged bark, peat moss, compost, earthworm castings, organic fertilizer, and resilience in there. So ready to use, out of the bag, right into the raised beds. We also have a Supreme container mix, and this is kind of like what we call the water hold mix on steroids. There's a lot more cocoa nip fiber in there, so it actually holds even more water. It's got resilience and organic fertilizer charge, earthworm castings. It's a great overall container basket mix. I do a lot of containers in my at my location here in Utah. In fact, I grow most of my garden in containers. And this is the kind of mix that I use, where it's got peat, bark, composted bark, and coconut fiber. And the three of those combined work really, really well together. And the plants really respond as far as having the aeration they need, plus the coconut fiber to help hold some moisture. So this is a very good mix for that kind of setting. The organic flower and vegetable soil is basically just to use it as a soil amendment. So there are some folks who want to just amend their soil. It's also organic. This does not contain earthworm castings, nor does it contain RSI or resilience. And sometimes people ask, well, why don't you put resilience in something you're going to use to amend your soil? Well, as we talked about, RSI or silicon is already an element found naturally in soil. So if you're going to just use it to amend the soil, you don't need it in there. It's already there. So yes, in containers, raised beds, baskets, it works great. If you're just going to amend the soil, you really don't need it in there. It's already there. So this is just something that actually would help amend poor soils. And then we have the next one, which is the Ultra Outdoor Planting makes. And honestly, these two are basically exactly the same thing. So I look at the ingredients and what they are, and they're basically exactly the same. And I would just say that some people like the look of one bag over another bag. So if we go back and you look at that bag, and maybe you like that bag better than you like the look of that bag, or maybe your homeowners do, you can pick either one, and they're basically going to do the same thing. They're made to improve the structure of your soil, especially if you had poor soil to begin with. And then we have the Ultra Core, and when I talk about the other one on steroids, this is another one on steroids. It's on vitamins, it's on everything you can think of when it comes to core, and especially in the hydro markets, we're finding that a lot of people really like coconut fiber, high amounts of coconut fiber, and so this basically answers that, where they really want a large amount of coconut fiber. This does have a slow release fertilizer in there. So it's basically peat moss and coconut fiber. There is no compost in there, but it's a great blend for the hydro markets. And in my world, it's like our Sunshine SC4, which means it just has a lot more coconut fiber in there than our SC1 type of mix. We also are working with the Proven Winner folks, and that's something that's available where we have a soil line with Proven Winner's logo on there. This is a blend that they've agreed to put in their Proven Winner bag, which is basically a professional mix that we put in our Proven Winner bag. We also offer a slow release fertilizer and a water soluble fertilizer through the Proven Winner line. So the slow release fertilizer lasts up to about 6 months, 15-7-15 with minors, and the water soluble is just a really good water soluble. We make on the pro side of things what we call Techno-Grow fertilizer for the professional growers, and we offer that in 25-pound bags. This is a version of one of our Techno-Grow fertilizers in this water soluble retail packaging. So the nice thing about Proven Winners, obviously, they have great marketing, great branding, and anytime we can kind of link in with what they're doing with their flowers and all the other things that they do, it can just be a great upsell if they're already buying Proven Winner plants, something that you can offer to your customers. Just wanted to make mention of two opportunities for learning more about SunGrow Black Gold products. One is at the sungrow.com website. You can go there and click on retail, and it will basically list a lot of different products. And I think you can find our Black Gold catalog on there. But another one that not a lot of people know about is our blackgold.biz site, where you can go on there and it will actually have videos about different products, and it will have gardening questions answered by some gardening experts that we have, and it will also have a store locator on there. So if you're selling Black Gold products, you can put your store on there and other people can find you on there, and just a lot of more homeowner type things that will help folks realize how to use Black Gold, how it can help them, not only just the Black Gold products, but answering different gardening questions. So just wanted to point out the Black Gold Biz site. If you haven't been on there, I would recommend that you go there because it's really kind of fun to poke around on there. There are also coupons and other opportunities that you can take advantage of. Here's our retail sales team. Tina is in Oregon. She's been in Oregon for several years now. Annie's down in Northern California, Nevada. Amy does Idaho, Montana, the Midwest, and Tara does Washington and Alaska. So those are the ones who are directly working in your states that you might be in. They're the ones who can come and visit your store, help give training, help answer questions. I would reach out to them directly if you have any questions or want maybe them to come visit you and talk to you about the opportunities with Black Gold and how it might work best for you in your situation. But they're very available. So those are the ones who can be helping you. And really, I went through that kind of quick, but I'm sure there are some questions. I heard some dings, so there must be some questions.
Well, I heard some things too. So if you have a question, you can either unmute yourself and ask the question, or if you have a questions, you can type it in the chat. Oh, come on, everyone. Someone has to have a question.
No questions.
No questions. It was a great presentation. Was not aware of all the new product you had and that resilience in the soil. That's very interesting.
We've done, we used to have a video, and if I was more prepared, I actually would have showed it where we had two plants side by side, one with resilience, one without. They were the same size of plant, same, I think they were snapdragons. And they just stopped watering them, and they showed the video day after day after day after day. And the one without resilience basically wilted down within 5 to 7 days, and it was pretty much toast. The one with resilience would droop, but then each morning it would pop back up again, and then it would droop a little bit more, and then it would pop back up again. So it lasted for about 10 to 11 to 12 days, where if you had watered it, it would have come back. So it's also known that RSI helps make the cells in the stem stronger. So because they're stronger and the cell structure is stronger, that means it can resist disease and insects better. And in any other peat-like mix, we're not growing in quote unquote dirt or garden soil. So that is not available. But in our products, because we include that silica in there, it actually mimics like growing in the ground. So it really does help.
Good. So we do have a question. Lisa wants to know what your best new seller is.
Best new seller is the raised garden by far. There's so many folks who are doing that now, and just because they're home, kind of stuck at home, they're getting into gardening. We all know that. So that seems to be the best seller. The new one is the raised bed. Yeah. It's because everybody wants to just kind of pour in plants, and so they're ready to go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think one of the things I noticed when you were going through your presentation was your packaging is very appealing to the consumer. I really like what you guys have done with that.
They worked hard on that. Even the old all-purpose that had had the rose on the front, and it was the rose. Everybody just said, "Hey, I want the rose mix." That's how they knew it. But they've gone through and re-upped it and energized it and made it a lot more consumer-friendly and more attractive. So they've been working really hard on making it attractive.
Okay. All right, everyone. Well, I don't see anything, any other questions. Lisa says, thank you for the presentation. It was great to see it. Again, we'll get this edited up on our YouTube channel as well as on SunGrow's website page. And I will also share that link to the Black Gold page on the website page, because I think that's really interesting to go and be able to learn more and be able to get some ideas. So thank you. Well, thank you, Matthew.
Definitely go to the blackgold.biz page, because there's a lot to offer there. A lot of videos and even things that you might even show, you put on a loop and show customers, or even learn more about for yourself. It's really pretty cool.
Cool. Great.
So thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And thank you. And we'll hopefully see some of you guys next week at the next PK presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Mm-hmm.